Hi, welcome to Garden Hauling. So in today's video, I have a few things I need to do today. So today I'm going to sow my beets and I'm going to sow my onions. So I have two types of onions. I have some yellow Spanish onions that I need to sow, and I have some red bunching onions. I'm also going to sow some beets. I'm going to sow three different kinds of beets. I'm going to sow the cylindra beets, the golden beets, and the early wonder beets. So all of these things that I need to get done today. As far as the beets, I'm going to sow the seeds. The onions I bought from a nursery. Normally I sow my own vegetable seeds, but I did a video recently where I grew some seeds for my garden for the fall, and I left them out while they was trying to harden off, and the sun is in the front of my house in the morning, and then as time goes on it comes to the back of the house. So I had them on my table in my backyard and forgot them and left them out while the sun was in the front of the house. So to make a long story short, the sun came to the back of the house. I got to bring my plants back in, and 92, 95 degrees, somewhere in that range, and all my plants died. It was just so hot that it just killed them all. And so I had no more plants. So I had to end up going out to the nurseries to buy some of my plants, which is something that I really don't like to do, because a lot of times you go to the nursery, you can't find a certain type of a vegetable that you might be looking for, especially some of the heirloom vegetables. You know, it's hard to find those. I'm having to start over from scratch. It is what it is. So I'm just trying to make the best out of a bad situation. So anyway, I'm gonna plant the seeds, I'm gonna plant the onions, and then I'll come back and I want to tell you a little bit about the onions, and I want to talk a little bit about the beets. So I'm gonna go on and plant my seeds, and I'll be right back, okay? Don't go anywhere. So I want to talk a little bit about the beets. I planted 3 different kinds. I planted the cylindra, I planted the early wonder beets, and then I planted the golden beets. And beets really thrive in cool weather. They like a pH of about 6.5. And I find that with the pH, compost is good for evening out pH imbalances. If it's too alkaline or it's too acidic, compost is good for evening this out. So it will help to, if you add some compost to your soil, it will help to even out these imbalances. So when beet seeds are at least 3 or 4 inches tall, you want to make sure you thin them out. And you can't eat the ones that you thin out, you can eat them in a salad. Now these are the golden beets here, and I want to show you why I say you should thin them out. I don't know if you can see this. This is a beet seed, and this beet seed is like a cluster. It has several seeds all mixed together in here. So when you plant it, you're going to get several beets that grow from just this one little seed. And that's why I say you have to thin them out to at least 3 to 4 inches. And if you don't thin them out, then your beets will come out, they'll grow, but they'll be so crowded that they'll be little. And some of them may not grow, but they won't grow as big. So that's why you have to thin them out. And the only other thing I want to mention about beets is you want to give them consistent watering. I don't mean that you want to drown them, but you want to be consistent in your watering, because that will help them to grow as well. I want to talk a bit about the onions. So I had planted some yellow Spanish onions. These onions also like water. They are very heavy feeders, so you don't want them to dry out. You don't want to flood them, but you don't want them to dry out. So you want to be consistent in your watering. So I usually try to side dress my onions with some compost. They like well draining soil. They need to be spaced out at least 4 to 6 inches apart from each other. When you sow them, you can bunch them together. The thing I like about these onions, the bunching onions, are they're so versatile. You can eat the green tops, and you can also eat the onion. So I like the green part because I like them in stir fries and things, the green onions. And then you don't have to wait till they get really, wait till they get big. When they get to the size that you want them to be, you can eat them at that time. And that's all I have about the bunching onions. So thank you for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.